So what exactly are we doing here?
I don't know.
I just logged on. I thought this was like the dog share channel, right? We get to show off your... I've got 8 of them downstairs. I can go all night, right?
Yeah, Johnny, Patrick's over in Bali, and I went over and met him, and he's got these like 8 or 9 stray dogs that just keep coming into the house. So he just rocks up. He'll rock up one day.
Awesome.
There might be 9, there might be 10, there might be 6. One might have got poisoned. There might be 4. You know, it's an ongoing saga.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And how are you, Lockie?
So what is actually going on here, other than dog sharing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Yeah. No, nice and fired up, ready to go. Yeah.
Paddy, we've just got back from Vegas, mate. So you obviously saw that trip. So Lockie and Joni were over there with me and a couple other guys. So tonight we're just going to share a bit about that. And we're kicking into the 90-day game plan in about a week's time. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so you hear a bit more about that. And hey, Rita. But Sue, Glennie. Good. Paul, Tully's on.
What's up?
Tully's out playing Pokemon.
Tully looks like Blair Witch.
I'm going to be looking real creepy because I'm in my car. So you guys are just going to have to...
You're in a boot,
that.
aren't you?
Yeah, I've lucked out. It's been an interesting Monday. I'll get to that in a second.
Is that Chet Baker? We've got Chet Baker on.
What? Maybe if I look up. Is that less creepy?
Yeah, that's better.
Just going to have to get the light on my good side, you know? How are we all?
Awesome.
Good, buddy. Good.
Can't wait to get stuck into this.
Over the jet lag, that's for sure.
Good.
Because someone slept the entire time.
Yeah. Sleep spray? Sleep spray?
He got off the sleeping splay. The sleeping splay, the
Just a little bit of side effect.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not approved here.
So good.
Oh God. Lockie got straight off the plane and played footy that day. So e-shots.
Lockie, I feel you, brother. I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I felt really weird out there. I'm like, yeah.
I feel like I was seeing double. All right. Well, let's get stuck into it, shall we?
Sounds good.
There's a few people hopping on, but they can fill in the gaps.
Mandy! Hi.
The crew. Yay. All right. Cool. So I'll get everybody to mute their lines. We're already recording, I see, Roz. That's good.
Good, mate.
Sweet. All right, well, let's take it away. So, hey, everybody. Sorry if I look like a bit of a creep. I'm doing car, so I'll try and keep the lighting as... Oh, fuck, it's a bit... We'll double up. There we go. So tonight's going to be a really awesome call. We're going to hear from the guys that were over in Vegas, and then just run through a few things for the prep week for the 90-day game plan kicking off next week, which is super exciting. I'm pumped. So we'll run through some of that stuff and just what to do in preparation for that if you haven't already. Some of it might be stuff you've done, but just so everybody's on the same page, kicking off there. So for starters, I'll get Rory on first, just to jump in and give you 3 main takeaways from celebration over in Vegas.
Too easy, man. We'll do. It was pretty wicked. This is the first one I've been to. Tully, you went last year. I know that was pretty awesome. I missed that. That was in San Diego. But yeah, I guess the 3 main ones, 3 takeaways for the crew that didn't get a chance to get over there would be, the first one I think is the access and the ability to leverage this community and his network and his team. Not only do we have like 50 of the smartest nutritional scientists in the world in this paradigm putting this together, but you could literally walk up to them, have a chat with them and say, can I get you on a webinar? And they're like, yeah, no worries. And I think that was quite cool. So we've got some really cool stuff set up for with Sarah Richer, who's she basically is the interface between the scientific board behind it, who are like naturopaths, dietitians, whiz bang, like, detail science people, but then also the very practical people who are working with experience for 30, 40 plus years. And, having that collective experience, having her as an interface that we can just, connect into is pretty cool. Also, on that same note of leveraging the team, like I saw Peter Kelly, who got me started with this about 3 years ago. And obviously she's married Eric Kuber, who's the son of the founders. So I just said to her, we've got a couple of guys in the team, me included, who want to really make a really cool social enterprise out of this and partner with Isogenics going forwards. And she said, that's freaking awesome. Whenever you need us, just let us know and we can get Eric on a webinar or a phone call or whatever we want. So I think that was the power of just asking for what I wanted, not only for myself, but for the team. And also, I guess the things that you guys could take away from that is if, you put yourselves in those spaces, they'll do the exact same thing for you. But at the same time, if we've got a team of people doing that anyway, you don't have to ask a question because someone like me will go there, or Tully or Joni or Lockie or whatever, and we'll be able to connect them back in anyway. So, so that's probably the first big step, the first big takeaway. And the second big one was, I sort of touched on it, but was the science. So there was there's such an interesting space in the world right now where everyone's, there's this whole thing about, we've gone from all this pharmaceutical frankenfood to now with like these whole food Nazis, and these guys are pushing that, the whole food, and be like, yeah, whole food's good, and like, I get that, and here's how the world is, blah, blah, blah. But then they're taking it to this innovative space and going, well, now there's nutritional science and there's natural science, and we can actually add that and then mix that into people's lifestyles, not only so they can feel good and be healthy, but then they can actually optimize their health long term. So seeing what the scientists are doing in that space was just next level. Again, because you start talking Nobel Prize winning research, you start talking who that attracts, what that attracts, you start talking about already being 10 or 15 years ahead of the curve, and they're staying 5 or 10 years ahead of that. So the stuff that's coming out from the USA and from that collective team is going to be more exciting over and over again. So that was probably the second big thing. And just to wind it up, the last big thing I think was about Isoderby. And really seeing Rob and Rhea over there, and Joni and Lockie and Bfree getting their big, massive pump-ups for them, by the way, getting into the Isoderby. So just being part of a company, man, where like me and Tully worked for Life Care, and I don't think they ever gave us an all-expenses paid trip to Vegas for helping more people. You know what I mean? So to be in that company, and that's like, it's not a given, it's just like they'll do that for anyone that wants to go out and impact more people. It doesn't matter if you're a sparky, a mechanic, a physio, a PT, a mum. If you go out and do the work, everyone gets a recognition and the same reward. So I just made a bit of an agreement to myself that I'm not going to miss an Isoderby again. So I'll be over there with you, Lockie and Joni next time, and hopefully telling anyone else that wants to come. So that's it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel that we're making those same commitments. There's a lot of Isoderby in Vegas FOMO from all of us back. Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, Roz. That was big and really big, especially the second point you made with the science, because some of you guys don't know. Rory's worked really closely with some of the best nutritional doctors in Perth and also Australia-wide. And building what he's building with Fill Your Cup, he's got access to the best of the best in that realm. So he knows what's going on more so than he can, I guess, deliver in 3 minutes here. But it's massive to know that the caliber of the science and the fact that even people who are in this space, Isogenics are actually they're still one step ahead. So that often sometimes even misunderstood by some of us people who know what they're doing. So that's really exciting to be at the frontier of that. That's a big takeaway.
Yeah, awesome,
Well. Awesome. Thanks, Roz. Cool. All right. So, Lockie, if you've recovered from your Eagled footy game on the weekend, can you jump in takeaways? Because this is, were you at? Is this your first celebration with?
No,
Isaac?
we did celebrations in
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, and just the same feeling as well. Like we went there and we were just so fired up after celebrations. I mean, I think there was a day there where we enrolled about 7 or 8 people just on the one day. Yeah. It would have been like 8 on the day. But we had someone in Europe, and obviously you couldn't get in Europe. But it was like a big kind of.
I found that out after I started enrolling them.
Yeah. But it was kind of like a month or 2, but it just hit home of like, let's just get kind of going. And then, so it was, celebrations, and we just realised the power of events. Yeah. So that was another big kind of wake up call, I think, as well. And so it
helps having the energy of 16,000 people in the room.
Yeah.
That's
we're so grateful for being there, but we're just kind of like locking in for like summer kickoff and a lot of other things that are going to be coming up as well, because we're
events.
we're not missing out.
Yeah.
I mean, the 3 kind of takeaways I had. We Johnny's like a massive fan of Susan Sy, and I am as well. And she touched on something that DeMartini says a lot about organising your day and being extremely organised with your time and finding pockets of time, and filling your day with purposeful activities. Otherwise, you'll get distracted by little things that come up, and you're putting out spotlights. At the end of the day, basically your day's gone.
Yeah.
So
mistake.
Yeah. So being busy to be busy, and as Johnny says a lot, it's making movement for achievement, really. So that was a good thing. Susan Sly, but they did breakout sessions as well, and it was ridiculous. So that had like the Vegas ball was.
It was a stand. People literally couldn't get in. They get crushed.
Yeah.
People standing up the back, like listening from out in the corridors. She's just such a powerhouse. If you haven't got her podcast, she's the most. I appreciate her because she's a sledgehammer approach, and sorry to hijack your 3 takeaways, but just to bring that home, Susan is
awesome,
amazing.
Second one was basically just everyday people just doing the do and just systems. Like we were sitting there saying, they're just everyday people and they're just doing this, and they were saying, if I can do it, you can do it, and they just kept coming back to saying just the system, so 3 ways and following.
Power of 3,
yeah, and Robin Ree, I mean, like they couldn't be on the call either as well, but they just had talking to them about going 4 deep and just different little things about actually just finding the systems that are in place.
Yeah, awesome. Love it.
And one last one was we had a really unique meeting and experience with actually being in the room with Jim and Kathy Coover. There was how many? It was about 100.
There was only about 125 of us in the room when they spoke.
Wow.
The room.
And that was just, we were like literally about like a couple of meters away, and just actually look them and see their authenticity and where the company's going. But they actually went to people that this next thing about just finding out people's whys. I mean, it sounds kind of quite easy and simple to do, but they were talking about asking the question, why is that important to you? 5 to lose weight. Well, what would that mean to you? 5 kilos, then I'd be able to kind of run around with my kids. And why is it important for you to run around with your kids? But just I realised that one of my old business coaches were doing it to me as well. My why, when I broke it all the way down, I started a family, would be to be very kind of present, father, or like have a freedom lifestyle, travel when I want, where I want, and whatever. So so to be able to get back to, they're not doing it to lose weight, they're doing it to be respected, or to have more energy to spend with their family and
But they were really like creating an anchor for that person, committed to keep them seeing past the brown box of goodies that arrive at your door and really understand what it means. So,
and that was the that was where you can just go back to playing on that positively or negatively, like how are they geared, and basically just keep them accountable. Really,
Just to extend on that too, Tal, because I don't think Rory was in that presentation, and the lovies aren't here. Being in the room with Jim and Kathy, for me, I knew what the products were doing for me, and that's what's kept me on this long, but to a certain extent. But being able to be in the room with their energy and actually see them for who they were, I have unwavering faith that this company is going to be a legacy leading company. These people are all heart. They stayed around to take photos with people. Kathy is just, she's got so much power within her. She's such a movement within herself, and she just cares literally about everyone. And that was the winning moment for me. That was the deciding moment that I'm in this.
Yeah, epic. Love it.
I don't know whether it was the jet lag, but as Joni likes to call them, Kath and Kim.
I keep saying Kath and Kim because it's like
it's actually really close. Kath and Jim.
How good
That's
is
actually.
and he's like, who?
That's so good. Kath and Jim. They could do a real funny skit on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I couldn't agree with you more. Like that's early on. I had like a similar experience, and that was the thing for me as well. That and having such a close relationship with Peter Kelly as well. So speaking to her, their dinner conversation is literally, what more can we do? What more can we do?
Yeah.
What like they live and breathe it. Like it's
really
phenomenal. But to feel it at one of these events is different. Like you can't express it in words, can you? It's just like a felt thing, and that's why you've got to get over there.
The genuine level of respect that Eric has for his mom. Like I said to Lockie, I want my kids to talk about me like that one day.
Yeah. Legacy company.
Yeah, amazing.
Goosebumps.
They're one big heart.
Yeah. And it's heart-centered leadership.
Yeah, they just call you to step into that.
Yeah. Epic. Okay, cool. Well, thanks, Locke. And Joni, did you have 3, or were they all sort of mished up, or like have you got 3?
No, my biggest takeaway. I've been having moments since we've arrived home. The most powerful thing that I got from the overall experience was the power of your story.
Cool.
And this is huge for me, and I feel like this is kind of my thing at the moment since publishing the book and being really authentically raw and real through my own growth to empower others. But I guess the 3 takeaways that align with that is the power of your story, keeping it real, and connection. And what I realized was for the last 12 months since I've been, dabbling in this isogenics business, the reason I guess I didn't feel aligned or completely connected was I was trying to force an unauthentic story down people's throats. Like I was rolling with this weight loss story when I didn't even believe it. Like, okay, I lost some weight with isogenics, but that was not the reason I started isogenics. I started isogenics because someone promised me love, someone promised me a future, someone promised me connection. And great, I got to get healthy, but, although I got all those things in the end, not with that person, but isogenics is all that. It is love, connection, community, contribution, growth. And, I went from being completely lost in my identity, completely unsure of who I wanted to be, where I was going, how I was going to contribute in this life. And since landing back, I completely know that I'm in the right place and I'm getting everything that I need. Like,
Yeah.
but the power of your story is in what do people need to hear from you, and asking the questions first, like why, and then having that relative part of your story, your authentic story. If your story isn't about energy and performance, if it's not about weight loss, if it's about the fact that you were broken and lost and confused and you found connection within self, then share that. So that is the most powerful thing that came from me. We saw, I can't remember her name, but she got up on stage and I had tears because it was just like she was telling my story. And if she can reach me, she's a millionaire now, but if she can reach me, she reached how, hey?
Oh, yeah, I can't remember her name.
She was amazing. But,
Yeah.
you know, she didn't speak about how much weight she lost. She didn't speak about how her hair's grown or what her skin's done. She spoke about how she was broken and confused and how she found herself and she's connected and now she's able to help empower other women. And that was like, okay, cool, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, the residual was the fact that I found health that I didn't even realize I'd lost. Like I got as a side of, you know, as a side effect, but you know, the rest of it was so I feel just the connection and the power I'm going to be able to have in change it. Like Lockie and I have been able to change people's lives massively. Like we've got such awesome success stories over the last 90 days.
Yeah.
But before going to Vegas. But now, like, I'm excited now to share my story properly. Like from a place where it's just going to drop whoever it needs to drop into. So so that's story.
Yeah.
Also, no, I don't think you should share your story until you can share it to yourself. And if you can't bring yourself to tears or to goosebumps, then it's not real. So the power of getting real with your story is huge. And don't take it from someone else. Because I think there's been a lot of bullshit and a lot of noise over the last, excuse me if I swear, but, you know, however many months. And I think it's a real time for everyone to get real with everything that's going on. And that is your story. We've got such an amazing community and we can lend off each other's stories. So just because yours isn't a weight loss story, we have so many amazing people in the Bfree community that have weight loss stories. So borrow off each other's. And yeah, connection. Just, I think if anything that I can share, it's that relationship with yourself. Invest in connecting with yourself so that you can connect better with others.
Yeah,
100%.
That's
my 3 takeaways.
Yeah. Powerful stuff. I freaking love it. And it's, the simple stuff done well. Like, and it's that the deeper level you can connect with somebody, I suppose it goes back to Lockie say, asking that why 7 times. If you can share from that place, because people are craving connection more than they're craving oxygen these days. Like some of them know it, some of them don't. And then need the product, you say, for the idea of weight loss or whatever, but just knowing, like, I mean, Peter Kelly asked the group not long ago, why did you come to Isogenics? Why did you start? Why did you stay? Most people started because they thought they might wanted to lose 4 kilos. They stayed because they found connection, community, and sense of purpose. So getting real with that story, like you say, is powerful. And I think like leading into the 90-day game plan and just moving forward, do your 30-second story. So you know, you've got your weight loss story, you've got all that simple stuff, but taking the time to get real is that's how you're going to build stable foundations and really, really, really touch people. So awesome shares. Thanks, guys. Awesome. Cool. Now we're going to hear from Peachy Peach. Can you unmute yourself, please, Fleur?
Yeah.
And drop your 3 takeaways. Row, by the way, Georgia. Little purple fluffy number. Anybody else in that? Okay. So, Fleur, your 3 takeaways.
Okay. Hey everyone. Okay, so I've got like heaps rolling around in my head at the moment. So I've just written some stuff down. So I'll read off that because I'm trying to collect my thoughts. I've got there's so much stuff. So I I've just hit the tip of the iceberg regarding like the stuff that I've taken away from celebration. So one of the things was drip feeding from drip truck users, great stories about success in the business, and like just meeting people where they're at. So just every now and again, just talking to them about bits and pieces that are happening in the industry that we're in, and people's success stories. Once again, back to people's stories. They may not be yours, but you've borrowed them off someone. But just like telling people what's been happening and the amazing things that are going on. Just every now and again saying something just so they go, oh, okay, like, and then further down the line, it could be like a year or whatever, they might go, hey, I might come along to that event you were talking about. So that sort of stuff. In the same Eric Warre session, so yeah, learning your story the emotional way. So 1, background, 2, what you didn't like, 3, solution, and 4, feel about the future. So for me, when they would say learn your 30-second story, like I have this template in my head that I try to remember, and it feels so robotic and just odd because I'm trying to stick to this thing. And Eric Warre, he broke it down to a real simple way of basically your background. So for me, for an example, it's where I worked. So that was in mining. What I didn't like about it, it was an extremely toxic environment. I had long work hours. I was away from home all the time. I didn't get to a proper workout routine. Like this is the emotional button, what you didn't like about it. And this is where the prospect is going to listen. So that part there is the most important part. And the third, find the solution, which is I've found a happy environment with awesome people that I didn't like or didn't even know, that I didn't know existed. And 4 is feel about the future. So many things that I've opened up in my future now. Before I didn't even have any goals. I was just existing. Now I have all these goals and I want to achieve, and I know that I can do it. So number 2 is the important one, but what a lot of people have been doing is just jumping straight to 3 and 4 without going through 1 and 2. And so at 4, no one cares about how excited you are until people know your pain point, and then at the number 4. So you've got to go 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of just 3, 4. So you need a pain point. Everyone has common problems and pain points. Even if it's not the same pain point, they're going to resonate with you. We are all looking for a solution, and the more you tell your story, the more you'll find your passion behind it. So I've always felt like I could never get overly, massively enthusiastic about what my story was, because yes, I had amazing gut health transformation. Yes, I lost weight, but because I am an introvert, I don't come out loud and boisterous about certain things as what other people do when I do share my story. So getting to that would say with more like emotion, and so that was a big thing for me.
Cool.
Number awesome. 3, this is still in the Warre leadership, and I haven't even left the first day yet. If you're only putting, say, 10% effort into your business, you're never going to gain enough momentum to get off the ground, hence why the 90-day game plan and recruiting in bursts is so important. So stop waiting for others to go first, step up to the plate, see up to the plate, and basically move your ass. Being a manager for like ages for me isn't good enough. You're only just half playing the game. So being a serious player means you should be at executive. So I've been a manager for over a year now, and I've struggled with my own like self-belief and like everything, basically. Everything else is a 10 out of 10 apart from myself, my belief. And going to these events, as Joni and Lockie said, like being around the environment. This is the second time I've been to International Celebration, and the last time I went, I was a manager as well. So it's like, what the fuck am I doing? You know what I mean? So this time round, I think I was more. I think it hit home more. I heard what I needed to hear. I resonated with the leaders, like the stuff that was said on stage, being in that environment, like everything about getting to events and just being in that area, like for me, I had a big shift this time around.
Nice. And so the Eric Bourret meeting was obviously epic.
Really good.
And he's the 90-day game plan man. And that's probably a good segue into. So thanks for sharing that. And that was it was good reiteration, because what your first point was very similar to Joni's and Lockie's, and I love doing these main takeaway things, because often the similar stuff gets echoed throughout. And so you can really pick up on what's important, and getting real, and then doing these bursts, which is what we're going to talk about now. So thanks, Fleur. So we're just going to wrap up with just the prep week for the 90-day game plan. So who has everybody printed out or got from Celebration a 90-day game plan? Thumbs up if you have. No. Yep. Few. Yep. Sweet. So 2 thumbs up. So if you haven't already, that would be the first thing. And then in that, there's a prep week checklist. And that's what I'll be going through this week. So I'm just going to touch on a few things that are on there that I think are really important to really focus on this week. So the first one is, Roy's just posted it in there. If you haven't already, run through the video trainings that are associated with the 90-day game plan. So when you go to isaacbusiness.com, there's 5 video trainings that run through it. And it's really good stuff. It's really good stuff. I went through it for the 3rd time over the weekend. And you always pick up something new. But even for the sake of duplication, in terms of that's what you're going to be getting people to do when they come to you, and they're like, what do I do? How do I do it? Rather than you being, the guys have talked about it, the systems, the simplicity, follow it all. If you're not doing that at the start of your 90-day game plan, do you think anybody you enroll is going to do it ever? Probably not. So make sure you print that out this week. And even if you don't watch all of the training videos, I know we've got lots of busy people here, but there's 5 videos that are about 45 minutes each. I would make time to watch those this week while you're filling out your 90-day game plan. Again, if you haven't done it already, update your list and make sure you've got it in a way that you're going to be able to use. So everybody's different, so I'm not going to tell you to do it in a certain way. Some people use Excel spreadsheets, some people get a big ass whiteboard, some people use pen and paper, some people use their phone. Good, James. And even Michael Klaus, one of the best trainers, says for this, find something that works for you. I've tried about probably 25 different ways of doing my list over the last 3 years. And I'm constantly just tweaking it and finding what works for me. But I've got that now. Make sure that's up to date so you're ready to go. You know who's hot, warm, who you haven't spoken to who's cold. Get it organized, because it's that talking about that purposeful act that Joni and Lockie spoke about. If you don't have your list ready to go, Ros, you screen sharing? If you don't have your list ready to go,
Just got a checklist up.
Okay. Sweet. Then it's going to be hard to squeeze purposeful action into your blocks, into your pockets of time. If you get to these pockets of time you've got during the 90 days, and then once you get to a pocket of time, you're sort of figuring out what you want to do, and you're like, whoa, write my list out, or you're just going to be all over the place. You're going to get nothing done. So getting your list organized this week is key. The other thing is link arms with your team. So obviously we've got one big team here, but find anybody that you've got that is going to run with you. So reach out to your people, and I think Fleur touched on, sharing success stories, start drip feeding. Reach out and let all your product users know. Even if they're just product users, just check in with them. Say, hey, this is what we're doing. Da 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 da. I know you've just been using the products. Even if all it does is it means they watch you closer, then that's awesome. That's a win. And even just the excitement of people getting results they're going to benefit from. So link arms with people and have the conversation. So make enrolling over the next 90 days, your priority. For everybody here, that's got to be their priority, like Eric Way says, bringing a big number of people in a small amount of time. So link arms with your runners, but don't look to people in your team to do the work for you, and don't put your goals onto them. Work with them, help them achieve their goals, but don't be sitting around waiting for them to go first. And another thing that I haven't done in past 90-day game plans that I've done this time is have the conversations. So that's with the people around you, with your loved ones, with whatever, with your team, with your product users, with anybody who needs to hear it. Let them know what you're doing. Let them know that you're putting effort in, and include them in it, especially if it's friends or family or partners or anything like that. Include them in it. Include them, say, well, if we hit our goals, well, there'll be this reward or whatever. So I remember Herb and Patty Cepeda spoke about it, and the US celebration I went to. The first 3 people they enrolled in their 90-day game plan were their kids. They enrolled them in that whole idea of it, because if things aren't good at home, it's pretty hard to build a business. So make sure you're having the conversations that you need to, and get the agreements so that you can have a clear focus. The other thing would be, and I've had a couple of conversations with this around, I spoke to Ash Good, she's done a couple of really good 90-day game plans. Set realistic goals. So stretch yourself and go big, but it's much easier to hit a goal and then reset up than to set an outrageous goal, not get close, and then quit halfway. So when you're setting goals, yes, stretch yourself for sure, but set a goal that matches up. If you're only putting in 10 hours a week and you set an outrageous goal, you're setting yourself up for disappointment, and it's actually a form of self-sabotage. You're setting goals that are unachievable, so you can create this cycle of not hitting goals and then beating yourself up. So make sure you set a goal. Yes, stretch yourself, but make it realistic and break it down so you can get those little wins along the way. They're the main things. Go through the checklist and just get active in the Facebook group as well. Like if you've come across something that's working, or if you're using a script that's working, or if you come across a good tool or whatever, if you've got an idea, everybody get active in the Facebook group. And really keep the energy flowing through there, because it's, even if people aren't liking and commenting, I know people are drawing energy from that as well. Also with the Be Well group, we're all going to be really busy. Everybody here is doing a 90-day game plan. It's not an excuse to not like and comment and welcome new people in. The culture and the community in that Be Well group is gold. That is the business. So I think it's fair to get a commitment. If you're treating this like a business and you're leveraging that group, that you should be contributing to that group as well. And with that group, you're either giving or you're taking. You can't do both. So make sure we're all getting around the new cleansers, getting around the new people that are getting welcomed, and really take the energy in that group to another. That's one of my goals that I wrote down for my 90-day game plan, is to do my bit to take the energy and Be Well to a whole nother level. Because people have been away, people have been busy, and that started to drop off. So we're on screen share, so I can't see everybody's faces, but if anybody else is keen to commit to doing that, just type yes into the chat box.
Hey, Tal, just one more thing before we leave as well. I'm not sure if everyone knows, but there's a new promotion on at the moment, which is called the $1 Million promotion. So it's something that you can register for in your back office. And basically what it is because this company is going up and up and up, and they've got a percentage that they've got to give back to the people. There's another big chunk of, income that they want to give to their associates. So basically all you have to do is go into your back office, into events and promotion, and register for it. And basically for people that you enroll and help them duplicate, you get points, and basically you get free money just by being registered as part of it. So if you're doing a 90-day game plan, do it. Just go register for that today, because I think you've got to do it before the end of August or mid-September. So just
sweet. Do it before the end of August. Awesome. So everybody register for that. Thanks, Roz. And the last point I'll say is there are a few people here doing it full time. Is Double Pub continuing? Yeah, I think so, Al. I haven't heard anything about it. No. I had a chat to Paul today, and because there are a lot of people, there's not many people here that are full time. You're either mums or got jobs or got part-time jobs. People mistake doing full-time hours with bringing full-time enthusiasm to a 90-day game plan. So even if you've got 12 hours, if you bring full-time enthusiasm to those 12 hours, you'll have an extremely successful 90 days. So don't mistake full-time hours for giving 100%. They're two different things. So you can give 100% at 12. You can give 100% at 4 hours. So I think that's really important distinction to make as well. Cool. So to finish with, now I've teed up a Zoom call with Jen Patch. She couldn't make it over Celebration, so she wasn't speaking there. But she can't do our normal Zoom time. So I've got her at 2 p.m. on Thursday, so midday Western Standard Time, Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. So I'm going to record it. If I know that's at work time and stuff, and it might not work for some, but it's the only time I could get her. But I'll start a thread in Bfree, so if everybody could post questions for that call in there, it can be about 90-day game plan, it can be about anything. She said to say there are no silly questions, so ask anything. If you're free at that time, I'll post the links so you can jump on and actually ask your questions yourself and get to know Jen a little bit. Yep, 12 p.m. Perth time, Fleur, yep. So Jen, yeah, #1 income earner in Australia. No previous network marketing experience, massive integrity, physiotherapist. Yeah, talk about heart-centered leadership. Like between her and Peter, they really kicked that off. That's what she stands for. She's one of the big reasons that's really kept me. Oh, Carly Donaldson's now. There you go. Carly's taking. And yeah, so that's on. Just a link up in Bfree. And Rory's teed up some good guests. So we're going to be smashing out some really high energy Zoom calls every Monday, same time, same place. To basically just it'll be sort of like Q&A styles with maybe a bit of a theme. So yeah, we've got a cool guest to start off next week. And that's pretty much it. Any questions, any queries, like fire away, ask in the group. Let's really take this vibe and really, kick things off. Like there's a new energy about the group. It's really, really fucking cool. I'm excited. And it'll be the biggest 90 days that this community has ever seen. And it'll really take people places. So how much of a part you play in that is up to you. So use this week to get yourself organized, go through the basics, get it done. And I'll see some of your smiling faces Thursday on the Zoom with Jem. But other than that, I shall see you all next week. All right, you can unmute yourselves and say thank you to the crew for sharing their takeaways from Celebration.
Stop playing Pokemon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
I can stop being a creep.